So what's this video about? We're already in December and Christmas holidays are coming up, and I know you're going to be as bored as hell. So I thought what we'll do today is go through building your own antenna in the holidays. I'm not going to tell you how to build an antenna, but I'm going to tell you what we've got, so it'll help you be able to build your antenna. So if you've got a little bit of time, we've done 2 videos on an end-fed half wave and on a dipole. There's lots of variations, and you're welcome to email me or give me a call if you want to know something, and I'm happy to help you. But there's certain things you're going to need. So you need wire. We've got 2 options, a very thin version and a slightly thicker version. I use the thicker version on my own antenna and the ones we manufacture. It just works nicely, it's easy to work with, but we've got both in stock. We've got lots of stock. So there's wire. With the wire, you need a balun. We've got 1 in 4, 1 in 9, 1 in 49, and of course 1 in 1. 1 in 1 we've got a lot. We've got a lot of all of them, but the 1 in 1s are typical dipole baluns. These are ununs, unbalanced to unbalanced. I think generally people call everything a balun, but there is a difference. So we've got a variety. If you want to know what you need, you're welcome to give me a call. Each situation is slightly different. So 1 to 1 is going to be a dipole, 49 to 1 is going to be an end-fed half wave. 9 to 1 is generally going to be a random wire, and a random wire is not random. It's a specific length, but so be it. We'll talk about that. And then a 4 to 1. I've used a 4 to 1 on a vertical. I've got an 8.5 meter vertical which I built, and I use a 4 to 1 on that. So we've got balun. So your coax goes in, and you've got the unun or balun, and then you've got your wire, which we've got. Coax wise, I'm going to jump around a bit. We've got this very flexible coax. It comes in 10 meter lengths, but if you want other coax, either RG58U or RG213, we've got rolls. So we can either sell you a whole roll, or if you tell us the length and what connectors you want, we will put them on. You pay for the connectors, you don't pay for us fitting them for you. So, and we make sure that it's all done properly before we send it, so it'll save you a bit of effort. So you're going to build your antenna. Another little gadget which is quite fun are these little plates. What's nice about this, it just saves you a bit of time and it's neat. So you've got the socket for your coax, and you've got the connections where you can connect the dipole. There's a better picture which I'll put up in the video. Comes with everything you need, of course. So you've put your antenna together, you want something on the end. We've got insulators. You can also just put a loop in the wire. If it's going to be permanent, I've used insulators. If it's not, you can make another plan. But this just finishes it off nicely. You're obviously going to need some cable ties. Those you can just pick up from Mitre or Bunnings. If you specifically need a few cable ties, I'll throw them in. Let me know what you want. Then we've got, depending how you're going to make your antenna, if you're going to make your own unun, we've got the SO239 plugs that you can connect into a little box, or however you want to do it. You could probably mount this on a piece of perspex, and you could have your dipole running from this if you want to do it cheaper. So we've got those in stock. Then you want to build yourself linked dipole. I think what people don't understand, the linked dipole is fantastic for the application. It's ideal for POTA-SOTA stuff. At your house, you don't really want to run out and unplug and plug in every time you change bands. It's the same as all those type of antennas. It's a nuisance. It's fine in the beginning, but in the end you're going to leave it on 40 or 20, you're not going to move it. But for POTA-SOTA, it's fantastic. So you get there, I've got 2 or 3, and you've got them plugged in on 40 generally. When I say plugged in, so you've got the elements of the dipole are long enough in my case for 40 meters. I made one for Nick ZL2NEB that goes to 80 meters, and you plug out what you don't want. So if you're using 40, you unplug the 80 meter. If you're using 10 meters, you unplug the others. You don't have to unplug them all, you unplug the one just before that. So we've got banana plugs. I struggle to find the female banana plug in New Zealand. So you have your link dipole, you plug it in, and there we go. It's got a little screw on it, and you can tighten the wire, and you plug in and plug out as you need. You can come up with how you want to do it. You're welcome to give me a call and I'll give you some advice if you want. We've got these in red and black. Both sides of the link dipole are going to be the same length. So maybe you're just into different colors, and you can have black on one and red on one. You can have black and red mixed, but we've got them all on the website, so you can choose the color you want. So the male and female, we've got red and black. Then from Sotabeam, they also make a version. It's the same price. If I can get the packet open. Just going to tear the corner off. It's basically the same thing. It's just the male plug. You put the wire in, you're going to have to solder it. This comes out. You're going to have to solder it, and then you put it in and you close it. It's exactly the same price. My opinion is these are easier to use, but we've got the ones, and a lot of people just want it because it says Sotabeam. So we've got the Sotabeam. Then if you decide you want to use a little box, so you've got a little square box and you want to link everything with boxes, we also went and got panel mount sockets. So we've got the panel mount female sockets for the banana plugs. So you could mount it on a box and plug it in. It's going to make the dipole a little heavier, but can be done. So this is really for linked dipoles. So if we go to the beginning, you've now got your wire, you've got the unun or balun, you've got the little block if you want it, you've got your coax, you've got the insulators at the end. If you're going to build a linked dipole, you've got all the banana plugs. I've seen somebody do it with crocodile clips or alligator clips. Not my scene, but each to his own. Then of course, if you build an antenna, if you're building an end-fed, and we'll talk about this in a different video, you need basically to isolate your radio from the antenna, especially if you're using an end-fed or you're using a random wire, because the braiding of the coax becomes part of the antenna. If you've got a balun at the antenna on a dipole, it basically separates the radio or the coax from the element. If you don't have a balun, if you can just imagine a standard dipole without a balun, the braiding is part of the antenna. So you need to isolate your radio, so you need a choke. So you buy a ferrite core and you wind your coax around 6-7 times and it'll isolate your radio, so it's not going to get affected by RF. It's also a little bit quieter, so we've got these in stock. So now you've been playing around and you've put your whole antenna together. The next thing is a little SWR meter. There we go. So you've got a little SWR and power meter, and you can test your antenna and you're ready to go. So if you've got some time in the holidays, you can build an antenna. Then if you're really into building different sort of antennas, we've got spacers. So if you've got a parallel wire feed, these come from Sotabeams. We've got a 50mm spacer, so you've got a parallel wire, one on either side. We've got 50mm, we've got 120mm, and we've got 150mm. So you can build a ladder feed to your antenna. If you look on the website, we've got everything you need, and you can play around in the holidays. So that's what this video is really about. Obviously we have all the things in stock, but do something in the holidays. Also, today is, I think it's the 7th of December. Anything you buy from now till Christmas over $50, you get a free cap. So yeah, just place your order, and generally we can get the orders out within 24 hours. If it's early morning, it'll be out the next morning, but I drop off with the courier first thing in the morning, or they collect, and sometimes you'll miss it and it'll go out the next day, but it'll always be at the courier within 24 hours. And generally around New Zealand it's a day or two, and if it's rural might be an extra day, but it's quick, and we do our best. And the other thing which I think is really important, we're only a phone call away. I always answer the phone, so you're welcome to phone, and want some advice, want some measurements of something, you want to know how long a dipole should be, happy to help you. If you want to know how long your random wire should be, your end fed should be, what you should do, give me a call. More than happy to help. All the best, and 73s from me. Bye bye.